Hundreds of people in northwest Jacksonville are living near one of the most polluted sites in America. That's what the Environmental Protection Agency reports. Fairfax Street wood treaters, that is, used arsenic to treat wood for more than 30 years. Tonight, people living next to Fairfax Street are finally seeing some progress. Some say not enough is being done. Channel 4's Francesca Amaker spoke to some of the people living in the area. Fran?
Ken, I've been covering this story since January, and in that same month, a meeting was held by the Department of Health and the city to tell residents about the progress that was being made on that facility's piece of land. Well, today, when they saw some activity being made and some demolition happening on the property, they gave us a call to see what was going on.
Nobody seems to care about this area and the people that live here.
Ed Griggs says the voice of this older community is not being heard. For years, residents have asked the city what it plans to do about the former Fairfax wood treaters plant that has turned into an eyesore and has also been deemed one of the most toxic sites in America.
They were dealing with asbestos, they were dealing with arsenic, and that stuff's still around. As you can see, they're down there trying to clean now. They're wearing masks and stuff. Nobody's told the neighborhood, nobody's told anybody anything.
One of the last pieces of information given to neighbors was this newsletter stating the EPA found arsenic in the on-site soil and people should not live or work on the property. I reached out to the city and was told this week workers began asbestos removal and demolition of the structure that once housed dozens of employees working under hazardous conditions. And Griggs introduced us to two of them.
I was 24 years old when I started working now. I'm 51 now.
Lorenzo Davis and Ernest Lundy worked at the facility for 8 years, stacking lumber that was coated with chemicals, unaware those chemicals were toxic.
We want regular clothes just like we got on.
We had uniform, but then the uniform people wouldn't take the uniform no more. We didn't know why, because we turned them in, but then they wouldn't pick them up no more. So we had to take them home and wash them in our clothes.
Clothes that were contaminated. And now workers say they've been left with lifelong health problems like premature heart attacks, high blood pressure, and physical effects like these.
When I went home at night, I took off my shoes, my feet green.
Thought it was a skin problem like with a rash or something. Then they asked me, have I been around chemicals? That's when I had to tell my doctor so we could find out what's actually going on, because we was going at it the wrong way.
The workers tell me they knew nothing about the toxicity of their workplace until they received this public health assessment in February of this year. But more than anything, they want the city to acknowledge their medical problems and the health of the residents who have lived here for years.
I would like, first of all, for these men to get their help they need because they have very bad medical issues. Secondly, I would like for EPA to come in and tell us the truth. What is really down there? What are you going to do about it? If anything, stop lying to us, because that's basically all they've done.
I also want to reiterate that in that meeting in January, I was actually at it, and the Department of Health told these residents that they would have another meeting in just a few months to update them and give them a better area so that they can ask more questions in a discussion format. That never happened. It is now July. Also, the city did tell me today that they do not have a date yet to speak to workers, but they do have a set date for this demolition project, and it should be coming to an end on August 17th. We're now reporting live. Francesca Amaker, Channel 4. The local station.
Thank you, Francesca. Well, the search for two missing teen boaters continues. Coming up, how the boys' families are